Okay, whole new series. This time it's if the US breaks up the top 10 states by population versus the bottom 40. I think you guys know which side is which, but blue is top 10, red is bottom 40. So, the red states are for the most part connected except South Carolina and New England. But the blue states have five different things. They have over here, Illinois is barely separated. They have this southern thing, which these are actually barely connected, but South Carolina's cut off from the red. This is their main connection, these four states, big states, and then New England is cut off by 10 miles by New York, and then Texas and California are both cut off. So the north, not the north, who am I kidding? Population, I'll call them populated and non-populated. The capital of populated is Rochester because it's not at any risk of invasion, versus like New York and Chicago are very close. Wow, the population of red is Denver, as it's also not at any risk of invasion. So the populated strategy is to first connect their Illinois territory, and then second of all, connect this big northern thing to this part down south, creating one major thing here. And if this is connected, then all of these states fall. By the way, New Jersey is the largest population state here, so this is once again their one of their big regions, the Pacific Northwest, whatever. And then they also, California and Texas try to connect, and Alaska and Hawaii, we're going to pretend these are their actual positions. These two nations will, they will try to, Texas and California, they're there, and these two will try to connect to each other. So let's start. The first move is actually made by the North. So there's this tiny little corridor connecting Georgia and North Carolina. And if that corridor can get cut off, North Carolina could be surrounded and get taken. But South Carolina is trapped. So the North, knowing it's a race against time, starts invading South Carolina. They managed to make, not the North, why do I keep saying North? Oh my god. The populated area takes South Carolina. There's nothing they could do. They couldn't escape, they were forced to surrender. South Carolina has fallen to the populated team. So that's very good. It's connecting the populated team. The second thing the populated team tries to do is invade New England. New England is cut off. There's this tiny area, that it 15 miles, but the unpopulated team can't beat it because it's part of the New York metro area, which is very important, and they don't want to lose it. The red team actually does try to make an offensive, but it doesn't work. And the blue team, the blue team starts invading New England. They take Vermont, take much of the greater New York area that's in Connecticut, and then they eventually reach greater Boston. They cut them off at Manchester. They take most of Maine, Portland, Bangor, whatever, I don't know. And then Boston and Providence are cut off. And then these two cities eventually fall, and with it, all of New England falls. So this is big for the unpopulated team because it marks they lost a front, and now the North actually has to the North now wants to connect these two fronts, but first they want to connect to Illinois. So both sides make offenses into this territory, but a bunch of troops are sent up here to defend. So they're going to take advantage of that and push into here from the Ohio River Valley. They stay on this side of the river, but eventually they managed to cut off Indiana, and now with a bunch of forces trapped in Indiana, they try to fight, but Indianapolis falls, and these two sides are connected. Oh yeah, they get connected here though. Indianapolis falls, and Indiana becomes part of the blue team. Another big blow because Indiana is one of the largest states in the blue team. While this is all happening, Texas and California both make invasions of Alaska and Hawaii. Naval invasions. Texas takes Hawaii, and California takes Alaska. So that happens. Most of their troops do manage, however, to escape here. We're gonna pretend that this is water, not Mexico. So these two, California and Texas, they haven't met up yet, but they do have naval control of this whole area. So they've met up that way. So they're actually not gonna try to push into each other. Instead, what they're gonna do is try to take more of a route like this, cutting off this whole area. So what they need to be connected to do that. So Texas starts by pushing into the panhandle of Oklahoma, and California starts to push. They actually managed to capture Reno, and then the rest of Nevada is rather undefended, so they do manage to take this whole area, which is very big. Oh my god. They take all of Nevada except Vegas, and the force at Vegas holds out, but eventually the city does fall, and with it, all of Nevada falls. In Texas, they're pushing into New Mexico, which is somewhat undefended, so they actually are able to push in rather easily to New Mexico, and the state falls. So it's really not looking good for the unpopulated team. However, while that was happening, they started making an invasion into East Texas, as most of their troops were over here. And they actually get pretty far. They capture Houston, and immediately, knowing that it'll probably get recaptured soon, conscript a bunch of people. And these people will help defend the city, as well as push into the rest of Texas. Also, knowing that these fronts might be connected very soon, they try to cut off Florida from the rest of this. So they make first of all, they want to cut off this, so they go into this part of Florida, and they take it. No, don't do that. They take all of this part of Florida, as well as begin their assault into the rest of this area. Most of it's rather easy, but they are met by a large force at Jacksonville, who's sent down here. However, both sides begin making attacks into Arizona, and while they don't meet up, they start to push here. They start pushing in all directions. They capture the sea, and now they have all the coast, and they do have a land connection, which is very big. Many of the troops here in Phoenix see what's coming, and they start to retreat, and they will do retreat. They retreat to Denver and Salt Lake City, and but a lot of them are actually stuck inside. They can make it to this front, and there's a huge front set up here. These two sides, what did I do? Okay, good. The sides almost meet up, but with Phoenix undefended, it falls, marking the fall of the largest city and largest of the largest city of the red team, which is not good. Knowing that their capital is rather exposed, however, they move it from Denver to, so let's just, no, it's not the capital. They move it from Denver to Bismarck, which is like there, I think. And they manage to hold out here while the rest of their forces can escape. But all the forces do manage to escape. But these two fronts, they still are connected. And that's where I'm going to end this part 1. This is only going to be a 2-part video because I'm making it go much quicker. And because it's rather, like, I don't think it's one-sided, but I think there's a clear side that will win this. Okay.